Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's Global Intelligence Update. As always, we've got a great guest with us, Petek. And if you don't know who he is, let me just give you a quick introduction on Rainer. So, Rainer is an CSP, an author of 10 books, keynote speaker, and extreme mountaineer. As a 19-year-old, he climbed the north face of Grandes Jorales, one of the most difficult walls in the Alps, and as a professional mountain guide, he has led clients through extreme routes in the Alps and up to 6,000-meter peaks in the Himalayas. For more than 25 years, he has been working with international companies and managers from Germany to Silicon Valley about leadership and change, and has given keynotes worldwide, up to now in 30 countries on 5 continents, with a main stage presentation at the Global Speaker Summit 2024 in Bali among them. So, Rainer, thank you for joining us. Really pleasure to have you here, and we really can't wait for the session. So the floor is all yours.
Yeah, many thanks for the kind invitation and introduction, Chris. Good morning, folks. It's absolutely great to be here, and I will just share my screen for giving you a little bit of a visual enjoyment as well. And I would like now to focus on the fact that currently we live in a time where everything could change in an instant, and this is more or less quite what can happen when you are in extreme mountain routes. No matter if you are a climber on your own or if you do it like I did for 12 years as a professional mountain guide, and I really realized, especially the last 5 to 7 years, that business for most managers, for most entrepreneurs, is like climbing in a north face. Really, everything can change in an instant, and therefore you have really to adopt a mindset, what I call the vertical mindset, really to lead through uncertainty. And when I talk about leading, I do not only talk about leading people or leading big organizations. I really also talk about leading your life, leading your lifestyle business. So this is really challenging now, as things are changing as a quite rapid pace. And for today, I thought I would like to share a story with you that happened back in 1983. It was more or less at the beginning of my climbing career, and I usually do not share it in my keynotes, but especially the last 2 years or so made me thinking about why not talking about this story, because it perfectly contains all the things from my point of view you need to adopt, you need to execute today in order to succeed, in order to cope with the rapid pace of change. And therefore, I want to take you 250 meters above here and share a story about how to develop this vertical mindset. And for that, I just would ask you, just reflecting on what is happening right now with the developments at artificial intelligence. Most people I talk with, most people I listen to, really have the feeling they do not exactly know what is strategically correct or right at the moment, because things are happening that fast, and really lots of people have a problem to figure out where to start. They sense they should start somehow. They know they should get started with artificial intelligence at the moment, but they do not exactly know where to start. And also lots of them lay awake at night, just asking themselves or worrying, am I being left behind now? And if you would like to have more clarity just how to navigate those times where change happens at such a fast pace, then this is absolutely right for you. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I would like to take you to the mountains today in the northern part of Italy, in the Dolomites, where I climbed 1983, and I made a very defining experience for the rest of my life. It should be more or less the first time doing a real extreme climb in the Dolomites, the so-called Yellow Edge. This is really a 350-meter high precipice, a vertical edge of rock and a very famous route, and it should be really my first really famous route in the Dolomites, and everything went well up to a point in a height of about 250 meters, where you have to make a very bold traverse, a crossing through the wall. And when you climb out there on the left side, you really have just air beneath the soles of your climbing shoes. 250 meters of vertical drop. And as I was not so experienced at that time, I really got a little bit nervous. And in being so nervous at this part of the wall, I made a terrible mistake, something you should never make as a climber. While getting nervous and crossing the wall to the left, I just didn't figure out in my stress that it was going straight above, and I crossed further to the left, and I made a move you never should do. When you are a climber, it was an irreversible move, a climbing move you can't climb back because it was so dynamic. And that got me even more nervous. And I somehow made it up to a small ledge where my the tips, the tiptoes had some place for the rock, but the rest of my soles really were already in fresh air. As I said, 250 meters of abyss beneath my climbing shoes. And I suddenly realized, oh shit, I am here in a position where I can't climb back. And above me, there is an overhang. It doesn't go really up here as well. So I'm in a position having power and energy for holding myself to the wall for maybe 3 or 4 minutes, but then I would run out of power and I would fall down. I would fall down. And that got me even more nervous. And I began just to staring between my legs down to the ground, to the abyss, and just imagine myself what would happen in 3 minutes when I would be completely out of power and energy. Where would I fall? Would I get somehow crashing to the wall? How would this be? And I really had the worst case scenarios in my mind. But suddenly something very fascinating happened, because in midst of that struggle, in midst of that chaos of that situation, I realized that I just was looking down to the ground all the time. So I observed myself observing. And I realized I am looking down to the ground, and I am here because I'm a climber, and the climber usually wants to climb up. He wants to go to the summit, at least to the end of the wall. And I tried to look up where it maybe could go up. And I realized that I was so close to the wall, so trembling, not being able to see my way forward. And then I decided to do something very crucial. I really took a deep breath and decided to lean back out of the wall. Lean back and get in a different perspective. Although it was just 50 centimeters leaning back, it was enough to be able to look above the overhang that was above me. And I saw, oh, there are some handholds over there, and the handholds would lead a little bit to the left and would lead to a crack where I could continue the climb and get back to the original route, as I was on the wrong position in that moment. And that really opened up a new perspective for me. There was a way out here. And I just had to look down to the ground again and reassessed more or less my situation, and just became very, very clear about the risk, because I could decide really trying to get over this overhang and get to the crack where I could continue the climb. If I would try, at least I would have the chance to be successful, or I could wait here until I would run out of power and out of energy, and then I would fall out of the wall and down. So for me, it became clear in that situation the risk of not to try it, the risk of not to change my position was just bigger than being a little bit bold and trying it. And then I did something important for me as well, because my climbing partner Tom was on the right side of me, and I asked him if he could just look above and see something that would give me a little bit of reassurance that my assessment was right, that my decision would be right. And he just confirmed, Rainer, over the overhang, the route goes directly to that crack. You can continue that climb, and you will come back to the on the right route if you take that. And I'm sure you will be able to do that. So this was something that gave me, in addition, a little bit more. Courage, a little bit more power, and therefore I just decided to climb up here in this overhang. I tackled the overhang, mastered it, got into that crack, and could continue the climb afterwards on the right route, and everything went well. So just a very extreme situation I was in, but it was really a lesson for my life. And especially if I come back now again to the current situation we have. Everything is in. We need to navigate situations of chaos, situations of uncertainty, situations of rapid change. And for me, this means we have to be clear that we have to master more or less two tension fields. And the one is the vertical tension field, and the other tension field is a horizontal tension field. And the vertical tension field consists of two poles, two things we have to somehow combine and somehow to integrate, and we have, of course, have to have an orientation towards the future. This is the one part of the vertical tension field. We need to have a vision or ambition, at least an idea of a direction or an idea of the new, an idea of what to innovate, what to bring into the world. So, of course, for a climber, this means going upwards, the orientation towards the summit or up the wall. And on the other hand, you have to be very, very clear about the present, about the current situation. And this always involves really a very correct and candid assessment of the situation you're in, the reality, and really a deep understanding of the nature of the problem you're in. The risks that are involved, of course, as well, but also the available resources and opportunities at that time. And this is a very clear orientation you have to have. And if you want to succeed, you have to be grounded in both areas, in both fields. You need to be grounded in the future, have an idea about where to go, but also very, very close understanding about reality, about the present, and you need to be grounded in the present as well. And you have to combine that, on the other hand, with what I call the horizontal tension field between action on the one hand, which always means acting on a plan, acting on an idea, implementing a solution, or at least testing something or prototyping something, and of course collaborating with other partners, other people. This is one part of the horizontal tension field. But in times of rapid change, you need to combine that with reflection, with thinking ahead and through, with what I did when I was leaning out of the wall, out of that situation, in order to be able to just get an idea about the future, getting an idea about getting over the overhang. And this reflection part is about strategizing. It's about observing, learning, and really the thinking part. And of course, this was true in the past as well. But in the past, you could more or less combine those fields in an isolated way. You could develop a strategy about the future let's say, in a strategy process or in a 3 day strategy workshop, and then just start executing. And after 1 year or 3 years, you can do a check. Am I on the right way? And then maybe correct something. But this doesn't work any longer. What we have to do now is combine those fields more or less in real time. We have to really combine our understanding of the current situation and our idea about the future really in real time, and at the same time do the same thing while acting. We have to reflect while acting and combine those action fields really in real time, in order that we would be able really to ask ourselves always, what do I really want, or what do we really want if you're working in a team, and what kind of future are we nurturing, or am I nurturing through my current actions. And only if you are able to do that in real time, in the moment, you will succeed in times of this rapid change we are living through right now. So this is more or less the concept, and I would like really to dig a little bit deeper now with you. What does this concrete mean for the challenges we are facing today, especially with the breathtaking developments we can observe now in artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is more or less disrupting industry after industries. Jobs become obsolete, and even jobs where we thought 3 years ago they will be safe, they will not be automated. Now you can't be safe any longer. And for that, I want to dig a little bit deeper with you. And when I look at the current developments in the field of AI, and the common reactions about that, that really reminds me about climbing 40 years ago, when free climbing came up, and a complete new philosophy of climbing equipment and climbing gear was getting into the climbing scene. And up to that time, only pitons or pythons were the main mean of doing belay work and protection work. And suddenly you had lots of different clocks, hacks and tricks, stoppers, friends, camelots, tricams, and so on. Such a vast number of different types of protection gear you could use. We were overwhelmed at that time. So it was really hard to get an overview, and lots of climbers made the mistake just to try them all and having them all, but they really got confused by having and trying to use this vast number of different protection tools. And same is happening from my observation currently in the field of AI. And therefore, I really would give you some recommendations at the beginning. Of course, you need an overview, but most people really just looking at YouTube and asking themselves, what is the next game changer? Asking themselves, what should I take for what right now? There are such a big number of different tools in terms or in the field of AI. How they get nervous. How much time do I have left, or how much time do we have left maybe when we are in a team in order not to be left behind? Who are the right partners? Who should I work with now in the moment? And in at least in Europe, in many organizations, on the other hand, what are we allowed to do? Because we have very strict data protection regulations in place here, and I really observe a lot of confusion of what to do. And I really learned from mountain climbing, and this is a recommendation to do, focusing on a few tools that really serve your purpose, and learning to master them is the way. This is the way to get out of this AI tool paralysis. A lot of people are currently in at the moment. I really, as a climber, focused really on a few tools. It was friends, it was stoppers, it was tricams, and I just tried to get a feeling to develop a mastery in working with them. And of course you need in terms of AI an overview what's happening in the field right now in order to evaluate what is really right for you. But do not start with the tools at the moment. Really ask yourself selves, what are the use cases really towards our customers? AI could serve me now at the moment with great value. And what are recurring use cases for me to do my work more efficient? This is a much better way to start than coming from the tools and just getting excited about the last game changer. Really start with the use cases, find then the right tools, and then really focus on a few and begin to master them. So this is, from my point of view, the biggest lever you can take at the moment. And the principle is the same like in climbing. You have to first find the crack and then the right tool. You need to develop an eye and understanding about the challenge you are in, as I had to do as a rock climber. Just develop my eye, develop my view on the rock in order to be able to discover the possibilities to place my protection gear. And if you do that, and then you will discover that you can use them even on the craziest situation and the craziest places, and they will give you safety. So this is my first thought I would like to share with you. Really think about the value you can add for your customers, for yourself in your work. Think about the use cases, and then really decide for a few tools at the moment, and apply them. This is the best way to deal currently with the breathtaking developments in the field of artificial intelligence. But let's now get back to the framework we talked about before, the two dimensions I talked about, the one tension field between future and the present, and on the other hand, between action and reflection. I want to dig deeper, a little bit more in those fields and take a closer look with you. When I talk about the future, I mentioned that this is about vision, ambition, direction, innovation, or at least an idea of the new. And there are some core principles that will help you to really handle your future in the most productive way. And one thing I would really like to recommend to you is that it is enough to start with a good enough vision or ambition. Lots of people have in mind, and this is really coming from times, decades ago, that we need to have a crystal clear picture or image of our future, that we need to have crystal clear goals. But this was possible maybe in the past. It isn't possible anymore as the things are developing that fast. So we have to have a good enough vision, a good enough ambition, and really rather have a corridor of possible goals than one single goal. This is the way we have to just use the concept of future for our orientation today. And it's much more about communitizing a vision or ambition with other people. What I mean with communitizing is really to create something like a common substance of an ambition that draws us towards the future, build up really a common energy field and not just talking about some concepts of it. This takes a lot of dialogue. This involves a lot of time, but it always, when you collaborate with other people, it pays off. What you should also really do in terms of the future, nurturing a power in yourself that sounds maybe a little bit esoteric, isn't that way. It's just pragmatic, and I know it from my climbing adventures, and it was just that what happened when my climbing partner in that story I told you before, Tom, was just confirming me, Rainer, this is the right way to do it, and you will be successful. You will be able to do it. He was just confirming my strengths. He was confirming my decision. We need to nurture the belief that we have everything to succeed in ourselves or in our team. So we need to nurture the faith of being able to cope in terms of really being very clear about our capabilities, about our strengths, about our resources we have, about our partners we have. Really have a clear understanding of all the reasons why we will be successful in mastering the challenges that will come, and why we will succeed in the future. This is really a strong energy we can use, and it's so important. And I emphasize that because I currently see that lots of people are full of doubts, full of concerns, and just are a little bit paralyzed and ask themselves if they have everything they need to be successful, and they really are weakening themselves with that kind of doubts. This is what I currently observe. And what is also very, very helpful, we can make plans in terms of having an orientation towards the future, but we should never change them with reality. So we need to expect the unexpected, and for that reason, we will always be ready to adapt our plans, to adjust our plans, and the probability, the likelihood of being successful just increases when we adopt a mindset of expecting the unexpected. So these are some important principles in terms how to deal with the future, and we can do and should do the same with regard to the present, where it's about the reality, the understanding, the nature of the problems, the risks, but also have a clear assessment of our resources and opportunities. And what is required the most is really an honest assessment of the situation and the problem. And if we build up that faith of being able to cope with which I was talking before, then we also have the energy to face reality. And it might take some courage some time, but we need to have an honest assessment of the current situations and really also looking at the risks. And as I told you in my story before, there is always a risk of change, but there is always a risk of not to change as well. And we need to have a clear picture about that. And really, not confronting at AI in the moment would mean you would take a really heavy risk of not to change, which is much more dangerous, much more risky than really confronting what is happening right now, the developments, and asking yourself what you can make out of that. Yeah, and what is also very important in terms of assessing the current situation, the present, is what is the affordable loss? What is really what you can really put at the table? What is the risk you can take, and what are you can you really afford to lose? Because this would prevent you from the danger of taking much too high risks. So we need to be very clear what is the affordable loss at the moment, and maybe making not the biggest investments at one time when you are not clear if it will pay off. And I will come later to that, uh, that we need to iterate, that we need to make tests and do need to adopt the mindset of prototyping in order to control the risks and getting this loss not too high. We should really always look for possible collaborations and partners. I was a solopreneur, or I am a solopreneur now since more than 30 years, but at least especially the last 5 years, really the possibilities, the opportunities for partners, but also the requirement to partner with other people increased in so many ways. So always looking for possible collaborations at partners is a good idea in times we are currently in. And always have a very clear picture or a very clear understanding what are the resources and capabilities that are available at the moment for you. So this is on the one hand the idea of the future we should have, but on the other hand really a clear picture and a clear understanding of the present, of the situation we are currently in. Yeah, but how to combine now the future and the present? And I discovered really that the most powerful tool we can use to bring the future and the present together is thousands of years old. And it's so powerful. It works for us as individuals, but it also works for teams. It works for big organizations. And it's just the power of story. We need to have a story that gives us meaning, that is able to create community, and that has something in it which I call the pioneering spirit. We need to have some excitement of the future and the possibilities that we are facing right now. And the story should involve, and you can tell that story to yourself, but it's also important to be very clear about that story if you want to win over clients, if you want to win over partners to join you. We need to have a clear understanding of about the big picture, what is happening right now, what is my or what is our big opportunity at the moment, and really take time for strategizing and thinking about all the things that are happening right now and that open up right now. What could be the biggest opportunity right now? And AI will force you more or less really to let go lots of things that were strengths from you maybe in the past, and really focusing on your essence, focusing on that is really unique for you, when you where you can make unique contributions to other people or to other companies. The story should involve a very clear understanding about why should I or why should we act now, and why me or why we, because you can make a unique contribution right now. I'm sure about that, because I know I can do that as well. And this should be in, and then you will be very clearly, you will be able to develop idea of what you should do and how you should do it, and also really have a clear understanding why will it be worth it. So these are the five elements that should be part of your story for yourself, but also for your clients, for your customers. You will experience, if you have a story that really is meaningful. You will be able to build up communities. You will be able to build relationships. You will be able to ignite a pioneering spirit for your project as well, for your projects as well, as you will do for your work and your services you do for your clients. So this was more or less a little bit of a deep dive into the field of future and the present. Now let's go to the horizontal dimension, and let's look a little bit in the principles of action, where it is about collaborating, acting, implementing. As I told you before, in order to just manage the risks and not to get the possible loss too high, just iterate so that the loss is always affordable, which always means we need to apply real world tests. We need to adopt the mindset of prototyping. And we also need, on the other hand, be able to capitalize on coincidences, the things that happens, the surprises. We need to take advantage of them. We need to apply an entrepreneurial logic, and I will go a little bit deeper in a few minutes on that. And what is so important is always to keep reserve. Keep reserves means you should never give it all. You should never burn out. If you just give it all, your focus gets too narrow. You will never be able to just spot all the opportunities or maybe dangerous risks that are on the left, on the right. You will be just have a narrow focus, and this is very dangerous. So in order to be able to spot opportunities, to spot coincidences, to spot helpful surprises, but also spotting the risks and the dangers, we need to do it somehow relaxed. And I know this is maybe one of the biggest challenges I observe, especially self-employed people are in, because they always have the feeling they do not do enough, and they need to do more. And all the developments, the social media on all the channels we are in, and on YouTube, they all create some pressure on us. We need to give more. We need to do more. There is something new that happens, but we need to be relaxed. We need to keep reserves in order to be able to spot opportunities as well as risks. So these are the principles for acting in such crazy times. And now let's talk about a little bit about the entrepreneurial logic, because I told you I would dig deeper, and therefore we have to take a short a look on the typical logic that most people apply, because we all were trained and educated somehow in a way to apply management logic. And those who can see the visual, please just don't worry, this is German, what you see here, but I will translate it to you. Ziel on the right side in the circle means just this is a goal. Yeah, and what you see on the left side, Mittel 1, Mittel 2 is just means or resources or capabilities. Yeah, and we are all trained to define a goal first, and then just think about what are the means, what resources I need to have to achieve that goal. And some of them, they are with the bold lines, I do have already, and those with the dotted lines, maybe I have to develop or acquire. And therefore, this is the logic of management. Define one single goal, really define the required resources, develop or acquire the missing resources. And of course, we all know as lots of the required resources for an ambitious goal involve capabilities we have to develop over a time. This means this whole process, this whole logic takes a lot of time. And if you take a lot of time and just stick to one single goal, this will be outdated when you have when you have acquired or developed the resources you need, the situation is completely different. So this logic just takes too long for rapid changing times. This is not a good idea. This is a bad idea, and we need to apply the entrepreneurial logic. And the entrepreneurial logic always means to start with the available resources, and available resources for an entrepreneur are always, who am I in terms of my values, in terms of my aspirations? What am I good at? What are my strengths? What do I know? What can I do very, very excellent? And on the other hand, the third part is, who do I know? What are my relationships? And just putting those available resources together, a whole corridor of possible goals now is here. And then I can ask myself, what can I do with all the available means, the available resources, or what can we do with it? So start always with available resources and means. You can directly start in the present, define a corridor of possible goals. What can I do, or what can we do with available resources and capabilities, and then act according to the principle of affordable loss. Means iterations, making small steps, and with that you will create opportunities. That you will create new situations that give you a hint what is the next step to take, and this always means you will find out new resources on the way. You will find new means, which always means new goals as well. And if I would put that once more into a visual process, then just it looks like this. Start with the available resources. Ask yourselves, what are the alternatives? What can I do? What can we do with that? Interact with others. You will make agreements with others, and this always means you will have or define new goals, which lead to new products, offers, or target groups, or we will come up with new resources, which always means more resources, more opportunities, and you can start the whole process in the beginning. And this is a circular process. This is an ongoing process you do again and again. And it might sound a little bit chaotic, but this is very, very sound. This is very, very thought through, and very helpful in times of rapid change and high dynamic and complexity. And if you then keep your reserves, as I told you before, and you will be open and alert to what is happening around you, you will be able to capitalize on surprises, on coincidences, and use them to your advantage. So this is more or less the part of acting, and let's now dig deeper a little bit in the field of reflection, which is the second part of the horizontal dimension about thinking ahead and through. We need to be able to take strategic timeouts as well. Again and again, create the time, make the time to think, to lean back, and just bring some orientation and some structure in all the chaos that is happening around us. For that, I really recommend every leader, every business person, in midst of all the noise, in midst of all the change and the acceleration, uh, take some places of silence. Find places of silence where you can take really offline time, switch off all devices and just take your time for thinking, but also find places for new observations. Because I discovered that new ideas always come out of a combination of having places of silence and, on the other hand, having the opportunity to make new observations that somehow magically combine in our brains and you come up with a new inspiration out of that. And I would really recommend everyone to use learning settings, means masterminds, as Mike and Landy are doing it. You can create that on your own. You can join an existing mastermind. It's such a helpful thing, and it pays off the time and the money involved all the time. So these were my recommendations for the four fields we looked at: the future, the present, the action, and the reflection. And I know from lots of conversations that sometimes people say, yeah, this is right. But if I would be 30, or if I would be maybe 35 or 40, then I would do this. But now I'm 60, I'm 65. I'm not sure if this is something I should start. I would just share at the end the story of Ludwig, a client of mine when I was a mountain guide 30 years before. And that you should never underestimate what you will be able to do at an older age. I got to know Ludwig when he was 54, and I really thought when we were climbing easy routes, easy climbings in the Alps, that he would not be able to do much more. But in fact, he just asked me if I would train him to become capable of really doing extreme climbing routes. And although I was somehow surprised at the beginning, I said yes, and we climbed for 8 years together. And at the age of 62, he was able to really to climb with me the most extreme routes in the Alps. And from that time, I never underestimated older people, and I know the power we can develop even at an older age to do completely extreme things, to learn something completely new. And for those, unfortunately, that are just listening to the podcast, the following video will not be available. But for those who are alive here I just have a short video, because when I climbed with Ludwig up to his age of 62 as a mountain guide, this was more or less 24 years ago. And now he is 86, and he still climbs. And we met last year for a climbing adventure in the Dolomites in northern Italy. And just when you look at the short video clip right now, just have in mind that this guy I was climbing with was 86 at that time. And for that, just please enjoy the video.
Aufs erste Gipfel. Ja, und dann queren wir oben über wundervolle Platten ausgesetzt auf zum Gipfel.
Yeah, isn't that fantastic? At the age of 86, doing such crazy things, I think the best days for all of us are yet to come, is what I learned from that. Yeah, with that, I'm through more or less, and I hope there were some thoughts that were helpful for you, that gave you some ideas about how to better cope with the crazy challenges we are all facing right now. And with that, I would be open for some questions for the rest of the time we have together.
Great story, and wow, what a legend, Ludwig. Just watching that video just gave me a really good smile, and yeah, it's pretty amazing. But Rainier, thank you so much. Really lots of insight that you've shared with us. Guys, if anyone on the live call would like to ask a question, we've got Rainier here with us now. Please unmute or send a message in chat. You're more than welcome to.
Yeah, I've just got one question. I was halfway through. I was going to ask about how to prevent burnout because I think it's a good opportunity for creators to create new opportunities, new value. But you basically answered it towards the end: strategic reflection and taking time out.
I have the feeling, Rowdy, that really it is so important to think what you think it is right and what your heart tells you that is right, to bring that in alignment. So what I observe in my work, and I do a lot of sparring and coaching with leaders, and when I observe burnout, it's very often really hunting something that is in our mind that is not our true self. It's more or less others' expectations we think we have to fulfill and that are not really ours. And we tell ourselves we have to do this, but it's not really ours. And as often as I see leaders, and with leaders I mean women as well as men, as often as I observe leaders that just really do what their heart tells them to do, and you can tell this serving a purpose or whatever is meaningful for you, really using their strengths and really just let go expectations of others and just ask yourself, what am I really good at, and what is the solution, or what is the problem out there in the world where I'm the best solution for, the likelihood of burnout really decreases. And if you then just slow down and keep the reserves while going, in order just to always have in mind, this is not about being lazy or procrastinate. This is really strategically necessary in order to see everything that is relevant. Then I think the risk of burning out is not that high.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anyone else like to ask a question? Looks like we're all good. Rainier,
Just
yeah.
feel like maybe one question from my side. Each of you, one short idea. What was an idea or a helpful thought where you said, "Hey, this is great. I should think about that." Was there anything there?
Now we're putting them on the spot.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it was your presentation, Rainer.
Yeah.
I'm creating my new blueprint with Landy and Mike at the moment. And I mean,
Yeah.
your keynote, your PowerPoint is just fabulous. It really is just really cool.
Yeah.
So I may have to ask you how you what software you're using. That's another conversation.
Yeah. We can do that. I'm happy to share that.
But you can share that now.
I can share that now as well. It's PowerPoint. But I really, as I told you, I think it was in the field of acting, of action. I think looking for collaborations, looking for partners is a crucial thing. And I could do it, of course, on my own somehow, but really looking who are the magicians for a PowerPoint on the market, who are the best guys available, and really paying them a good salary. Just having the idea of having an outstanding visual is just the secret. Everything else then is a co-creative process. You iterate, you work with them, you share ideas. But I really it's you need it's a five-figure number. It's not a too low five-figure number you need for such a presentation, but then it's outstanding. And I have had the experience; it always pays off.
Great. Well, I think that's going to be it for us today or this week. So just want to say thank you again, Rainer, for joining us. And I really appreciate all the stuff that you shared. Really insightful and loving story. And also nice to learn about Ludwig. What a legend of a guy. And that's the one thing that stick with me. I want to answer it as well. Is when you said, looks like there's something to look out for when you get older. Hey? So that's awesome. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for that, and also thank you for the live viewers that were here, and all the offline guys that are listening, ladies and gentlemen. We really appreciate all your support. It means a lot to us, and I hope you get some good quality information out of this. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week ahead, and we'll see you again next week.
Bye bye.
Cheers.
Nice meeting you. Thank you.